This is how you start it. Ready?
Should I get my drink?
Yes.
Yes.
Hi, and welcome to our channel.
Hey guys, this is my friend Hannah. I have talked about her.
Have you?
Yeah. Do you not watch my videos?
You mentioned me once after I berated you in the comment section.
I've brought you up more than that. Anyways, she's from Courageous Faces Foundation.
Yes, ma'am.
And she's visiting for her spring break. And it was her 21st birthday. That is why I have scrapes on my nose. Is from her when we went out.
Alright, it was my 21st birthday. I'm the one who should be broken and damaged.
For this video, Hannah's gonna talk about like her condition and all that.
Can you guess what it is?
I don't think anybody will be able to guess unless they already know you.
I just figured they were going to make a comment about my insanity.
Nah. Maybe.
Probably. So, I joined Courageous Faces Foundation, like, what, 5 years ago?
Yeah.
Pretty much right when it started. I was at a Spurn conference in Indianapolis.
A
Burn. I was at a Burn conference in Indianapolis, and I met our friend Johnny, and he introduced me to Trish, who is the founder of Courageous Faces Foundation. And she was like, Hannah, you're like amazing. You have to join. I was like, okay.
Okay.
No, we had this meeting. I told her my story. She was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I'm actually like thriving in life. I wish I could like zoom in on my face.
I can do it in
Ready?
editing. I'll do it in editing. Okay.
Okay, fine. I'm actually like thriving in life. So anyway, so joined Courageous Faces Foundation. We were at a gala in Colorado, right?
Yeah, it was the Denver Gala.
The Denver Gala. And
this is when I joined. Like, I didn't even understand like what exactly I was joining, or like if I was actually joining. Like, I thought she just invited me. Not Hannah. Trish invited me.
Because you have known Trish like your whole life.
Yeah, I've known Trish for a really, really long time. And then she just like emailed me. Well, emailed my mom. And was like, hey, does Maddie want to come to this event? And I was like, okay. So that's how I joined.
So we were at the Denver Gala. I saw her and I had a friend crush on her, but she's very scary. Look at this. She's terrifying.
Saw Hannah. I was like, she seems really cool. I had a friend crush on her too, but I was like too awkward and shy, and I was like, she looks so cool, so how can I just like go up and like try to talk to her? So the whole weekend,
we just
up until we just like didn't really talk.
I think I like had like small talk conversation with you.
Yeah, like,
and then I got really anxious and scared and I would run away.
Me. So before the actual gala, we went and did like a practice run, and Hannah was like the one helping push me up the stage and like all that kind of stuff. And then we left, and I was a little bit more comfortable after that, and like we left the room together and we were like talking, and like we went on the elevator together. And then I mean, again, it was small talk.
Yeah,
but
I don't even remember the conversation.
I don't either.
Not memorable.
Yeah, I don't remember what we talked about either. I got a little bit more comfortable with you after that, but I still wasn't like
comfortable.
Yeah.
And neither was I. I've been told I'm very non-approachable.
But like, knowing you now, that sounds so funny.
I know.
I'm so shy that like I just don't try to talk to people unless they talk to me. And like at school, there's been people that are like, Maddie, honestly, you just seem like so chill and content with life.
Yeah, seriously, that's what I thought when I met you.
And I'm like, well, internally I'm actually freaking out about like social interaction, and like I'm like, okay, well, if somebody comes up and talks to me, like, what am I gonna say? Like, don't say something stupid. And then I end up like not being able to talk properly.
Yeah, I practice conversations in the shower.
Just come up with all scenarios, and then you're prepared.
I mean, that's what I do for arguments too. I like prepare myself for an argument. I'm like, these are the points I'm gonna make. I gotta make some flashcards. No, I don't actually. But they're in my head. So like, I have the argument first in the shower, and I always win my arguments. So practice makes perfect.
Anyways,
so I was introduced to her when they were doing a PowerPoint about you. It was literally just a picture of your senior picture when you're really, really cute and you're smiling between
I don't
flowers.
even remember this.
But anyways, she looked amazing and gorgeous and like had her makeup done perfectly, and they were talking about her love for makeup and Disney. And I was like, oh my goodness, if she was on Tinder, swipe right.
Can you tell the boys that?
Hey boys, if you see her on Tinder, swipe right. PSA.
Thanks. I don't think it's gonna work, but
I think it will. But Bumble is better. Free promo.
Sponsor us. Anyways.
We are never.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah, so I saw the PowerPoint of her, and I was like, I want to go say hi to her, and so I said hi, and then she was like, hi, and then your mom just wheeled you away from me, and I was like, all right.
Did she?
Yeah. Because like she wanted you to say hi to somebody, and so she was like, oh Maddie, we gotta go talk to this person, and then you wheeled away, and I was like, okay, that's all I can do. So anyways, after the gala,
they had
the
after
party. And it's where everybody that helped out with the gala all get together, and all the faces get together, and all the sponsors get together, and we just sit around and talk and get to know each other in a less formal setting, and it's really nice, but I'm really awkward. So I sat on this little booth station thing.
It's like one of those seats that's like round.
Like it goes around.
And then there's like a triangle in the middle of it.
So I sat next to Brandon apparently, and she was with her sister Reagan. And I had been wearing heels all night. I can't wear heels. And my feet were barking, baby. So I like go to put my feet up, and I like put my feet up, and I pull her towards me, and then I look at what I put my feet on, and it was the footrest of her wheelchair.
That I don't use.
She doesn't have legs. And I'm like, I am so sorry. And she just burst out laughing. And from that moment on, we were best friends. Yeah. So ladies, if you want a best friend, find somebody in a wheelchair and use their footrest. And
I don't think everybody's as like okay with that as I am.
Well, then they need to need to get on our levels of okayness with our
people need to chill.
Difficulties. Yeah, guys.
Okay. So anyways.
Maybe I'm so chill because I've been living in Minnesota for so long.
Wait, what? Oh, because it's cold. Are you making a cold joke?
Yes.
Okay, I got you. It just took me a minute.
I'm going to rewatch this and hate everything I'm doing and saying. Because this is so not me. I don't know what persona this is. Persona. It's
the more like new, like when you first meet Hannah. This is how Hannah acts. Which I guess is like accurate for the video. What? Anyways, okay, so now they know how like we became friends. Tell them your whole story.
Okay, how do I start this? I'm acting like it's such a big deal.
I'm like trying not to laugh right now.
Laugh during the whole thing would be iconic.
Okay.
I'm supposed to be holding this and like being a good camera woman.
I know, you were like bashing on me, and now you're like
I'm giving them angles.
Or you're just giving them a headache.
Story time. So I don't really know how to go into talking about my medical experience. So I was around 12 years old, and I wasn't feeling too hot, so my dad brought me to the doctors. And they're like, well, she could have Lyme's disease, so we're just going to give her this antibiotic, doxycycline, without actually getting the test results, and just have her take it. You know, that's not how that should be done, first of all. Error numero uno. So they gave me the antibiotic, doxycycline. After the first pill, I started having this like little rash show up on my skin, and we were like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. And after the second pill, my skin started to swell, and I started to feel like a lot of pain. I had like red pin dots all over my arm and all over my chest and all over my stomach. And it started spreading to my face, and my eyes started to burn, and it felt like my whole body was burning. And so we brought me to urgent care, and they're like, oh, we don't really know what it is. Put her in an oatmeal bath and stop any new medications she started. So they took me off the doxycycline, and then we got the test results back for the Lyme disease, and it said it was negative. At this point, I am in so much agonizing pain that all I can do is lay on the couch. And my dad put on the Winnie the Pooh movie. And then my body started going into shock, and I started hallucinating about the Winnie the Pooh movie.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, I'm terrified of Winnie the Pooh now. I'm very scared of the little elephant things. Because the Huffalumps. Because right when I started hallucinating was during the Huffalump song.
Movie,
and, terrifying experience.
Don't go on the Winnie the Pooh ride at Disney then.
I won't. Thank you for warning me.
There's like a whole scene of that.
So, my dad was calling around because my mom was with my sisters at the Mall of America. He got a hold of his friend that was a doctor, and his friend was like, you need to bring your daughter to the ER right now, especially if she's starting to go unconscious. And my dad was like, oh, okay.
Is that exactly how he talks?
I don't know, I was hallucinating. So my dad brought me to the ER and they were like, oh, this is weird. Why is your whole body swelling up? Insert photo of me in the ER here. And I don't really remember much of this point. It all gets a little bit hallucinating and druggy and...
But from what you've been told.
Yeah, but from what I've been told, I was in the hospital in Wisconsin and they brought me to the ICU area. And they told my parents that I had Stevens-Johnson syndrome, or SJS, which is an allergic reaction to medication. They're like, we can't treat her here, you need to send her to Children's in the Minneapolis area. They ambulance rode me to the Minneapolis Children's Hospital there, and they were doing some more tests, and while I was at that Children's Hospital, my eyes started to blister. Fun. It's like little popcorn in my eyelids. From that point on, they changed my diagnosis to toxic epidermal necrolysis syndrome, or TENS for short. And what that is a rare allergic reaction to medication that causes your body to view itself as a foreign entity, so it burns you from the inside out. Anyways.
Side effect.
Side effect. Every single time I cough, side effect. Anytime I put my eye drops in, side effect.
I'll just
Anytime
like
I look
zoom
at the
in on
mirror,
your face and write side effect.
So I remember the night in the Minnesota Children's Hospital very well, because that was the night that my eyes blistered, and let me tell you, that is no fun. It is the most painful thing ever. So what was happening was my eyeballs were literally boiling with blisters. So like a blister would appear, pop, and then a new one would take its place inside my eyes. And from that point on, everything else on my body started to blister as well. At this point, the Children's Hospital realized that I was too complex of a patient for them to properly care for. And so they transferred me over to Regents Burn Unit. And when I got there, I was in a point of so much pain where they couldn't keep me conscious anymore, so they put me into a coma. Weird flex.
Weird flex, but okay.
I hated that. And at this point, over 90% of my body was now covered in blisters, including all my organs, like my lungs and my stomach and literally everything. So they decided to put me on a ventilator because my lungs were filling with pus and blood and blisters and failing to actually work as lungs. And at some point during this time, I don't know, I was in a coma, they removed all my skin.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, all my skin got removed.
Oh.
Because it was all blisters.
I get, yeah.
Insert photo here. No, we won't show the really graphic photos, don't worry. There's some doozies though.
Ah, the good old days.
Oh, the good old days.
That's what she told me once. She was like, oh my god, look at this picture of me, and we're looking at it. And she's like, ah, the good old days. And I'm like, what? No.
I just got to sleep 24/7. And they decided that they were also going to have to remove my hair. And I remember my mom telling me that this was like a huge deal to everybody, because like apparently everybody in the whole wide world loves my hair. And it was like the biggest sacrifice to like all my friends and all my family was that they were going to remove my hair. And so they went to shave my hair.
More than them removing your skin?
Seriously, like what the heck, parents? Where? What are your priorities? Oh, you're putting her into a coma? Oh, that's fine. Oh, you're gonna put her on a ventilator? Oh, that's okay. You're gonna remove her skin? Oh, that's fine. You're gonna remove her hair? What the heck are you doing? No. But anyways, they went to shave off my head. And shave off my head. They went to shave my hair. But at this point, my scalp had blistered so much that they, like, would be able to touch it, and it just peeled off my head. So my hair just peeled off my scalp from all the blisters.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I think it's so funny.
Hannah likes making people uncomfortable.
It is
talking about the graphic details.
It's my favorite hobby.
Honestly, it is pretty entertaining. Like even with some of
you
my
were telling
stuff,
me about when you
the
could
giant
see
hole in my
inside of your stomach, and you're like, "Oh, this is so cool."
while my mom was freaking out.
Yeah, I would have done the same thing. I'd be like, "Can we like take pictures?"
Yeah, I mean my brother had like a flashlight.
Anyways, this is about me.
Oh yeah, sorry. And I'm the Leo.
I'm a Pisces.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyways.
Anyhow. So at this point my hair like peeled off my scalp. So to regrow my skin, they put me in a biomembrane. And basically what that is this artificial skin that they put over what is left on your body. And it has little holes in it to allow airflow so skin can regrow naturally. And so now I have little perfectly...
Dude, I seriously love those scars though. They're like so cool.
I have perfectly symmetrical little circle scars on my arm and pretty much all over my body from the biomembrane to regrow my skin. And the doctors were super surprised of how well my skin regrew. They're like, this is like the best outcome we've ever seen. I'm like, thanks.
Weird flex, but okay.
You regrow skin so well. Oh my gosh. What is your skin routine?
You do have nice skin.
I literally remember before going into a coma, I was screaming to my parents, put out the fire, because I thought I was on frickin' fire, because I was.
Put out the fire.
But they couldn't put out the fire. So we're on the part where I regrew my skin, right? Cool. So at some point they woke me up from my coma. I don't really remember. And when I woke up from the coma, the first thing I remember being asked is, can you see anything? Can you see anything? Can you see anything, Hannah? And like I tried to open my eyes, and like when I tried to open my eyes, I just let out this horrible scream. It hurt so bad because like I still had open cuts on my cornea and on my eye and on my eyelids. And so when I went to open my eyes, it like ripped so many wounds. And they were asking me if I could see anything, and I was like, oh crap, am I blind? I need to actually try and see right now. And so I tried seeing, and everything was like distorted and broken. It literally looked like I was looking through broken glass, and everything was super blurry, and I could only make out shapes a little bit, and I was like, I can see kind of. And they're like, oh my gosh, you can kind of see. When you're in a coma, you hear what's going on. You hear people, everything is just kind of distorted because you're on so many drugs, and everything kind of turns into hallucination. Like I had this hallucination where I was kidnapped and tied to a chair, and then somebody dumped a bucket of spiders on me, and the spiders were crawling inside and outside of my skin. So my
I wonder
theory,
if that happened when they did the skin thing.
It probably did. So my theory is that your hallucinations are your brain trying to make sense of the pain that is happening to your body. But anyway, I woke up and I remember hearing at some point that they were going to shave my hair. And so I was like, can I see myself? And at first everybody was like, oh, I don't think that's a good idea. And when they said that, I was like, oh, I have to see myself now. So they brought up this mirror, and I still can't see very well. And I look in the mirror and I just see blood and scars and a bald head. Like you can't see what things are, but like you can see like the distorted version of it. And I shut down. I didn't cry, I didn't say anything, I just shut down. I was like, okay, and I went back to sleep. So basically the rest of my time in the hospital was trying to make me able to eat and drink again because of the blistering in my throat. There's a flap that controls the food and water that goes into your stomach or goes into your lungs. And that had been severely damaged because of the blistering. So I wasn't able to eat or drink anything, otherwise I would drown in my food and water. And they had to retrain my muscles to work again, like to be able to hold my body up properly, to be able to walk. This was around Christmas time, and I really, really wanted to be home for Christmas. Obviously, you don't want to spend Christmas in a hospital.
I think that's the one holiday I haven't ever spent in the hospital.
I was determined not to spend Christmas in the hospital. I was like, no way am I doing this. And my doctor was like, you were going to be in the hospital for 6 months. We need to be able to take care of you for 6 months. I was like, no, you're not. I'm not doing that.
No.
I did not give you consent. My doctors were working tirelessly with nurses and different like programs that can help you go home early. They came into my hospital room on the 23rd and they're like, Hannah, it is not official yet, but we're hoping by tonight we can release you for a week to go home. I was like, awesome, Christmas miracle, Jesus does exist. And I was able to go home. And it was really nice. I still couldn't see. I was still in horrible pain. I still had a feeding tube. I was still, like, getting millions of medicines pumped into my body at all times. And, like, they probably really shouldn't have sent me home, but they did anyways because I'm a stubborn piece of crap and refused to stay home for Christmas. And it was really nice. This is so corny, but, like, it really taught me what Christmas is all about. But it was just like in this moment of pure chaos and pain and disaster of like somebody's life completely changing before everyone's eyes. One good thing came out of it, and like these huge lessons came out of it, and it was this amazing moment of like realizing like your family and the ones that you love being around you is what's truly important. And even when you're sick and in pain and your life is being destroyed in front of you, you can still find joy and like have many successes. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Cool.
You're so much better at talking than I am. Like
Thanks.
you always tell stories so like beautifully.
Do I? That
Where I'm
that
like,
was exact...
yeah, I don't got legs.
It's okay, I don't have eyelashes. So after coming home from the hospital, pretty much every single day was going back and forth to Minneapolis to see doctors and specialists and figure out what's going to happen next. Because the thing with TENS is that it affects everybody differently, and because it's so rare, there isn't much known about it or known about the after effects or known about aftercare and what you do. And so I was seeing all these different specialists, and I was miserable and angry and in pain. And so basically for an entire year, I spent most of my time on a couch or in bed or on a chair with an ice pack pressed against my eyes to help manage pain as much as we could. I was having multiple different surgeries, getting grafts from my nose and my mouth onto my eyelids or on my corneas. I had to get all my eyelashes removed because the follicles were burned in such a way that it caused my eyelashes to start growing backwards and into my eye. I wasn't able to eat for around like 4 or 5 months, and I had a feeding tube in that whole time. I still had open wounds in my throat and in my mouth. So eating and drinking was super, super, super painful. And my stomach was the size of a pea because your feeding tube doesn't go into your stomach when it's in your nose. You know that? Mm-hmm. Wasn't that weird? So
you're like, did I teach you something? Did you know that?
Did you learn something? Am I smart? Do I know more than you? Do I know more than you, Maddie? No, I'm kidding.
Hey. The way he just... What's up? I just love the way he just like crossed his leg with his arm on the door when he walked in.
He's like, I'm gonna pose for you real quick. I'm gonna get into like what it was like being in the real world when I weighed 60 pounds and had no hair and feeding tube on my face and ice pack onto my eyes when my eyes were sewn shut. So anyways, I weighed like 60 pounds after the hospital, and my eyes were sewn shut or sunken in or black or something all the time. I didn't have any hair. I had this feeding tube coming out. I still had open wounds and scars all over my face and body, and it was hard. I was still 12 years old, and being in middle school was hard enough. You're already trying to figure out who the heck you are, and you have all these hormones flooding into your body, and you're just like, what the heck is happening? So it was really hard, because like I was dealing with mourning the person that I used to be. I was now dead and replaced with this new thing that I didn't know who I was anymore. I didn't know how to identify anymore. I didn't know what my future was going to hold anymore. So I was mourning this person I used to be, and mourning the person that I was supposed to be, mourning the future that I could have had, and still trying to figure out everything that's going on with my health, with being a teenager, with hitting puberty, and going out in public was really hard for me. And I had to go out a lot. Everywhere we would go, like even though I couldn't really see, I could feel everybody staring at me, and you would always hear everybody whispering, and you would hear kids crying or calling you names, and their moms shushing them. And that was really hard. That's something that I still am struggling getting over, is dealing with other people's perception of me, because like I know I'm not like completely normal looking, and people to this day still make comments about certain things about my face, especially my eyes, and it's hard. It was a really hard thing to accept when you're 12. And at this point I just kind of became really bitter because I hated my life. I hated who I was. I hated how everything had turned out for me, and I was like, my doctors were telling me I was going to be blind for the rest of my life and probably bedridden for the rest of my life and would have no independence, and that was not a life to me. That was just living, and I wanted a life. And I went through this really dark period where I wanted to die, and I was pissed at God for not letting me die in the hospital. And I was going to get really morbid for a second. I had planned a suicide day. We're getting into the happy part soon, I promise. And like 2 days before I had planned to do this, one of my specialists had called my mom, and they're like, hey, we want to try something with Hannah. It's this new experimental contact lens. It's a special lens called a sclera lens, and it's a hard contact lens that vaults over the cornea and holds moisture against the eye, and this will help with her pain. And the moisture will also fill the holes in her cornea that prevent her from being able to see very well. And so my mom was like, okay, we'll come in and we'll try it. And they had me come in on my suicide day, and I was like, oh, I don't want to go, this sucks. It's not going to work. It's another disappointment. Like, it's another thing we're going to try, and it's not going to work. And so I'm going to be filled with all this hope, and then my hopes are going to be crushed again. Like, I don't want to deal with that again. And so I was like super angry going in. I'm like, fine, I'll go. So we go in, they put the contact lens in, and it was like a whole new existence started from that point on. I was living at a level 9 pain 24/7, and when we put the contact lens in, I was at a level 5. And I opened my eyes, and I saw my mom's face and her smile for the first time in over a year. And my mom just started sobbing. I don't cry. So I just kind of stared, and like I was like trying to smile. I was like, oh, okay, this is pretty cool. All right. This is going to be a new experience for me. Maybe it isn't suicide day. My mom called my sister Casey, and she was like, do you want to see Hannah today? And she didn't want to tell her like the good news. And my sister Casey was like, yeah. And Casey was at college at this point. And we drove up, and Casey saw me walking with my eyes open for the first time in a year, and just started crying. It was beautiful. From that moment on, I started to have hope again. And through that whole experience of like being in the darkest point of my life, wanting to die and not seeing the point of why I survived in the first place, and then all of a sudden a miracle happening and like life turning over, and realizing that even after the darkest times, there's always going to be something that makes it worth living again. It taught me that you can't really take anything for granted. Like, the reason why I talk about seeing my mom smile for the first time is because it's such a small thing that everybody takes for granted, and they don't even realize how beautiful it is until they lose it. And the biggest thing it taught me was to take notice of every small thing, and to take notice of everybody's face and the beautiful features that they have, and take notice of the sun shining through the leaves because it's gorgeous, and take notice of the stars at night because that was something that I forgot how beautiful it was. And I don't know. Regaining my sight was this huge experience. And it filled me with life and a new driving force, I guess, to keep trying, keep living, and keep doing things that doctors said would never be possible. And from that moment on, I worked my butt off to be normal. I kept up with my class. I kept up with all my schooling, education. I joined a sport. I became a power lifter, of all things. This 60-pound girl walks into the powerlifting club like, hi, I'm gonna lift. And everybody's like, yeah, sure you are. Whatever. And then went to nationals my first year of powerlifting. Amazing.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Like, I knew you did powerlifting. I just didn't.
That was pretty good. I started to get bad again, but I was pretty good for everything I've been through, alright? I kicked butt. I got my driver's license. I was told that was never ever gonna happen for me. I did it, so take that, doctors. You don't know crap. And I graduated high school on time with a good AST score and acceptance to all of the colleges I applied to.
You mean SAT score?
ACT.
Oh, I think
SAT and ACT.
I thought you said
Those two.
A-S-T.
Maybe I did.
Whatever.
Anyways, I went to school. I went to college in Minnesota. I started as a nursing major, and after my first year of being a nursing major, I was like, this isn't for me. And so then I started doing my psychology degree, and I fell in love with psychology. I guess let's probably talk about, like, the side effects of everything now.
Yeah, because you're not, like, completely better now.
Oh, I'm never gonna be better, guys. But
that's what people, I think a lot of people don't understand with, like, medical conditions. Like, you're not, like...
You're never better.
Yeah.
You're just
some things
get better.
Yeah, but,
some things get better. Like, I'm not blind. I'm kind of blind. I'm still very visually impaired.
Somebody's right out there. What's happening? Somebody's right out there.
I bet it's
Silas. It's either Silas or Liam.
What were we? Oh, okay, side effects. So there's a lot of stuff that I can't even fully remember all the time because it's just too much. My biggest problem is definitely pain. I live in a constant state of pain. Like, it never, ever, ever goes away, and it never, ever will. Because even though my contact lens help manage the pain, it's still there. I also have pain in every other part of my body at all times. And it's just kind of something that you get used to and adapt to, and you're like, all right, this is just my life. It's just like if somebody had a runny nose for the rest of their life. They'd be like, all right, this is my life. I just have tissues with me all the time. So my biggest problem with my eyes is I don't produce any moisture whatsoever. My tear ducts are scarred shut. And I've had surgeries to produce mucus from taking mucus cells from my nose and from the inside of my cheeks and sewing them onto my eyes lids. And it helps produce, like, some mucus, so at night my eyelids don't rip apart my eye. I also don't have eyelashes, and the combination of not having eyelashes and not having lubrication in your eyes can cause a lot of problems. I get infections, like, constantly in my eyes, and when I get infections I can't wear my contact lens, so I'm also blind and in, like, a level 9 pain again and bedridden. And I have this huge laceration across my cornea and bedridden again for another 2 or 3 weeks. I get ulcers on my eye a lot. Well, not a lot anymore. I'm on a pretty strict antibiotic drop diet. Antibiotic drop routine that I do every day, and that kind of helps prevent getting a ton of cysts. So that's pretty much all about my eye health problems, I think. I don't know. I also have a lot of problems with my teeth because I don't produce saliva like the rest of you normies. Pretty much any duct in my body is partially scarred over. So the mucus I produce is very thick, and there isn't a lot of it, and it's missing a certain level of pH that you need for your enamels to stay healthy. And so my teeth are constantly eroding, and it causes me to be in pain whenever I eat or drink. And so I'm constantly having my teeth redone and fixed and having lots of oral surgeries and fun things like that. My body also is incapable of temperature regulation, which is fun. Which also means I never get fevers, so I can't fight off this coronavirus.
It's okay, neither can
I. We'll die together. So I'm either really, really hot all the time, or I'm really, really cold all the time, and yeah. Should I talk about it?
I mean, it's up to you. Like, I'm comfortable posting about it on my channel.
You know what? Screw it.
Education!
Education about information. Uncomfortable conversations is the gateway to improving the society that we live in. So, this is gonna get a little uncomfortable for a second.
Just warning, if you are
a perv, straight edge,
child,
or a child, maybe click away.
Or just, like, get uncomfortable talking about
lady bits.
Yeah, then
hint.
Then you can skip over this part.
Yeah, it'll probably only be like 8 minutes.
I'll put a timestamp or something.
Yeah, there we go. So since my whole body blistered and all my skin had to regrow, that also means that my vaginal skin had to regrow. And there was a complication with that, where my vaginal tissue grew together.
Fun.
And that has caused a lot of problems with pain. I basically had to have vaginal reconstructive surgery. I had it like 2 years ago now, I think. And basically what they had to do was like get different skin grafts from different parts of my body and basically remake my vagina.
Fun!
This is so embarrassing to talk about.
It shouldn't be embarrassing.
It shouldn't be embarrassing,
It's literally
no.
just part of the human body.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, you wouldn't be able to tell if my vagina was different from everybody else's. Like, they did a great job. Like,
10 out of 10,
10 out of 10
recommend.
would recommend. But anyways, fun. And I also have a lot of other health problems that is just like little things. Well, they aren't little, but like
Random things.
Yeah, the random things. Like every single year, something new comes up. I'm like, oh, okay.
Didn't know this was gonna be an issue, but trust me, I understand.
Yeah, I know you do.
It's so fun.
It's
we have
so
these
fun.
conversations all the time.
Yeah,
We're like,
I will
guess what
literally
this
call her.
idiot doctor said to
About
me today.
like once a month, we have like a 2-hour long rant about all the idiots in our lives who just don't know how to treat
we
us.
have some great doctors. Don't
Oh,
get us
yes,
wrong. There's some
definitely.
like amazing ones out there, but
Is that all? Basically,
the
the summary of it is, my body burned from the inside out. I was told I was going to be blind and bedridden for the rest of my life.
but you're not.
I overcame all those things. I didn't die. I didn't stay blind. And I was never bedridden for the rest of my life. I live independently. I'm a college student. I'm on top of my classes. I'm actually pretty dang good. Professors give me
She's
A's.
smart.
I stay fit. I take care of myself well. I'm severely independent. I'm happy.
Yes.
Like obviously there's trauma. Like there's trauma with you.
Yeah.
And obviously there's mental health stuff that comes along with medical stuff, which is so fun. But like I'll have so many people ask me like, would I change it? Would I change my past? I'm like, no, never.
There's a
I would
reason it
never,
happened
ever
to
change
us.
that.
Like it wouldn't have happened to us if we weren't able to handle it. Is what I believe.
That's what I believe too. I also think that maybe bad things happen and nobody's ever able to handle it on their own, but you're provided with a bunch of people that will surround you. And every once in a while there's going to be people that try and surround you, and they're toxic and they're horrible and they treat you like crap. But then every once in a while you find people like Maddie, or people at Courageous Faces, or you have my parents who are amazing, or my sisters who are great, and your mom too. I freaking love your mom. I call her my Colorado mom. And they are the people that help you get through it on the days that you can't, because there are days when you can't. It's hard. It is always going to be hard. It gets
In
easier.
the moment,
but
yeah, in the moment when it's happening, it's hard. But once it's like that certain situation is over, you're like, you're like, oh, that's in the past now.
Yeah,
Let's move on.
exactly. And you're grateful. I'm grateful at least, because like I even though like I self-deprecate a lot, I am extremely proud of who I am, and I'm extremely proud of who you are, because
Oh, I'm proud of who you are too. Oh,
we just fall in love.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really happy of who I've become, and I want to be who I am without going through one of the most rarest and most painful diseases in the world. And I would have never met you,
I
and
haven't met you either.
I wouldn't have been able to help as many people as I have helped. And that's all I really care about, and that's
And
all
honestly,
I'm passionate
would you
about.
even like still be on with your major like on that path without
Exactly.
it? And like
Everything
all that kind of
happens
stuff,
for a
so.
reason, baby.
It does. Even if it sucks,
You know what?
there's a reason.
Like, everything in life sucks, alright? But we get to choose whether we hate it or we accept it and use it for good.
Yes, exactly.
I just describe pain as a tool, because, like, you get to choose whether it's a burden, or you get to choose to accept it, embrace it, and learn from it, and use it. And so, pain is a tool, and pain is beautiful.
Yes.
Yes. I think that we're done.
Yeah.
I'm Hannah.
And I'm gonna link your like Instagram and stuff
Okay.
down below, so you can follow her.
You can follow me.
She's super cool and funny and sweet and yeah.
Stupid. But yeah,
So, yeah.
I will probably not be on this channel too much because I live far away, but whenever I'm in town, you'll be seeing more of me. And yeah,
For sure.
thanks for letting me awkwardly tell my story on your YouTube channel.
Of course.
I hope I didn't fail miserably at
You
it.
did not, trust me.
Signing off.
Like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell.
What's our new sign off for your channel?
I don't know because I can't think of one. That's it. Just silence. With me
Just
making an uncomfortable face.
Just like go up close and be like, signing off.
Signing off. Bye.
Bye.